Hello guys, thank you very much for watching. Thanks here. I'm gonna show you today my quarter-final from the PGL. It was against the balloon deck. A really entertaining match. I'm sure you're gonna like it. I'm sure you're gonna watch the full-time video because it's really cool. And you'll see why, because it's a game against, as I said, balloon freeze. My deck doesn't have good counters against balloon. If you check my cards, I have only two units that hit air, which is the goblins and the minions. So that's why I'm gonna save my minions until the end of the game. I know he has a balloon. That's the good thing in in a tournament format, that you know the deck from of the opponent. But anyhow, we'll see. So he starts with the Elixir Collector. I go for the punish there with the Hawk, usual stuff that you might not know from my other videos. But I'm not able to take too much damage, too much HP from his tower. And once I hit full elixir, I just have to do some small attack to see what happens. He defends perfectly, and I just have to keep 5 elixir for the minions to kill the balloon. I don't care about anything else. So we just play the smaller game where nobody just deploys his full elixir. Here I'm gonna take a lot of HP from his tower, since I'm able to zap the goblins. That's the good thing in tournaments. I'm not used to that, since I'm usually playing against level 10 guys, and my zap level 9 doesn't kill goblins one level more than that. So in tournament play there is a big advantage of the zap that can kill goblins, and they, as you can see, cannot defend hogs anymore. That's how I got his tower that low, but I'm not winning yet. One mistake and losing the game, and I decide to go here for the hawk, which the other player immediately punishes. I mean, he played perfectly here, so I cannot really explain how a small window of opportunity I gave him to go for a tower. He freezes perfectly as well, and I mean, this player, right away I knew that this game was going to be hard. Not only this match, but the 3 games that we had to play, since it was best of 3. So his tower is almost dead, which is good, but I was already winning that, so I exchanged a full HP tower for 400 HP in his tower, something like that. So of course a big loss for my side, but the good thing is that his deck is worse than mine with 1 tower down, because of 2 reasons. First, the Elixir Collector in the middle is not that good as it is when when you have 2 towers. You can put things in the middle to go right away for the Elixir Collector. As you can see, that my goblins there, I didn't use them for that, but they could have been used for that, to just take HP for the amount of more than 2 elixir that the goblins cost. And anyhow, he goes for balloon there for my bomb tower. I had everything I needed, and I make the counter attack, which will deal a lot of damage to his tower. Actually, it would have, but then I see the full damage that can Valkyrie with freeze deal, and we're even guys, but overtime in tournaments is 3 minutes, as you can see. I don't like this exchange of bomb tower for Elixir Collector, so I put my barbs there. I don't need my barbs, they're shit against everything he has, so I just use them for that, to take the Elixir Collector, and I make a small attack with my Hogan Goblins. You don't need more most of the time. He freezes, so he doesn't have freeze now, and I distract the Valkyrie the best way I can, and I win this interaction for not much, but we have time. We have enough time. There is no draws there is draws, but it's harder to get as compared to the usual games. And I just go for the hawk there to see what happens. Zap to the goblins, again some damage as much as I can, keeping my elixir high. And here I decide, instead of going for my minions, to go to the bomb tower there to distract the balloon. As you can see, he would have arrowed my minions, and that's how we get enough advantage to get his tower. Okay, it was a really difficult game, and he needed 4 minutes, actually 5 minutes, to make a mistake in this game, guys. The other player didn't make any mistakes. Actually, I made more mistakes than him. So props to Avgul. He really played very well this first match, and the others, as you'll see very soon. So this is the second one. We already know each other, and the gameplay, the mental game is there. Okay, the mental game of when is the balloon coming, are the minions going to be available? The answer is yes, always. But is he going to be able to arrow them right away? Is he going to be able to freeze them right away? Am I going to distract the balloon with bomb tower? For example, at the moment I cannot distract the balloon. If it's put on one of the sides, it's going to go for the crown tower, and I have to trust my minions at the moment. So if he goes for a balloon arrows now, he can win the game, but he doesn't have to risk it, because if he misses that, he might lose his own tower, so it's not worth it for him. And as I said, my barbs are the most not useless, but the unit that I don't really need in this exchange. He has a lot of troops that win against barbs. They're not good in defense against almost anything. They're good against the mini P.E.K.K.A, but goblins can take the mini P.E.K.K.A, so it's not that much. He goes for the balloon. We go for the minions right there in the perfect spot, and he misses the arrows. He expected my minions to be in front of the tower. This is a mistake that I almost never do. You always have to put them right away in the balloon. So after the balloon, so even if he arrows right away, he has to click the arrows and he has to deploy them. So the minions have this half a second to almost take the balloon. And I go for the counter attack. Of course, he has low elixir. As soon as I get my 4 elixir, I go for the hawk and I take the tower. So when you have elixir advantage, guys, just push it as much as you can. And for example, here if he defends, as you can see, he doesn't have more elixir. So if I could go with barbs and goblins in the other side, or any other attack against another player, because here he have a Valkyrie. But if I can go for the other tower, I would. Okay, just punish the elixir advantage as much as you can during the whole game, and now we are winning pretty hard. His king tower is low in HP. As you can see, we can punish the elixir collector really well when it's in the middle and he has one tower down, but he plays Valkyrie, which is almost dead. And here is my mistake, guys. Look, I placed the minions in the front with the goblins at the back, securing the thing, but I actually didn't secure anything. As you can see, he was able to freeze the one in the tower, so he didn't care about my units under the tower. He said, I'm gonna freeze those. So if he placed the minions there, I'm gonna freeze them as well. So just arrow where he used his minions before. That's what I did. I put them in the same place, and he arrowed perfectly to win his tower and make this game even. Of course, he still has will have a really hard time winning, but that was a masterful play. I mean, I'm used to playing in Legendary Arena, but in leaderboards, and people, to be honest, are not very good there. You end up playing against a lot of people higher level than you, but not really skillful. The amount of players that are really good and on the same level as me are not that many. I usually play against level 10s that they are not really sure what they're doing. So this match was really exciting. As you can see, he's very efficient with his defenses. I'm not touching his towers. Perfect play from Ra, and I used my goblins there to go for an attack right away. I distract the balloon with the bomb tower instead of going for the minions. So this is going to be my go-to strategy here, guys, and what's going to win the game is to, instead of going for the minions, since I realized that my opponent is really good, just go for the bomb tower and the crown tower plus small goblins will take it out. If he kills the small goblins with arrows, we can play minions. So I figured out the way to defend, but that meant that I cannot really win the game. And we have 3 minutes of our time. As you can see now, I use the goblins. Okay, he arrows them. Good enough. Okay, now you have to stop the minions. And even if you freeze, there is the king tower. And now my minions are alive, and I can make a big counter push. He doesn't have arrows, but I decide to make a fake, go for the other tower, which could have been good, but in this case it didn't. He just has very good troops to defend against mine, guys. The Valkyrie takes out the goblin barbarians. The mini P.E.K.K.A just smashes the Hawk. So I have good things against his attack. He has good things against mine. Now, since I have one tower more from that side, I can put my minions, as you can see, in the bridge, so he doesn't expect them there because he's not used to people deploying units there. So I use this trick, mental trick, to take out the balloon this time. And as you can see, all the game is about how can I stop the Hawk, how can I stop the balloon, how can I stop the Hawk, where is the freeze. Really nice game, guys. Exciting to play, and I'm not really good in hyping stuff, but as you can see, the interactions are intense from now. And the HP of his tower is really low, but I'm not able to take it. I'm just pushing and pushing, and even the big overtime with 3 minutes, I'm not able to use it to win the game. I go for a hawk there for the crown tower, just sorry, for the king tower, just a zap there, Valkyrie. His tower doesn't die, just doesn't die, and I just play arrows there to because I hate uh, not losing but drawing the game like this. And that was it, guys. That was the second game. So I was just not able to take his tower once he's in mode defensive. In defensive mode, I just wasn't able to defend it, to break this thing and take a tower more. So in the last match, I don't know exactly the rules of the tournament. I wasn't really sure. For sure, if you win one game and you draw the other one, you have to play the third one. And if he wins, we have to play fourth one. And if I win, of course, I win because I have 2 wins out of 3 matches. But anyhow, I make a big push, not a big push, but a worthy push with the Hawk there. I'm not expecting him to have a good defense against that, since he didn't have the mini P.E.K.K.A. And I'm able to take a sizable damage, to make sizable damage to the crown tower on the right side. So this is gonna be very useful later on, guys. But the waiting game is there. Minions cannot be played. Just attack with other units. The hawk hitting once is enough for me. I just played the arrows there to take out the goblins and something like that. Just using my cards that I don't need for defense, since my arrows are useless in defense. I'm using them attacking, and I have the cards that can help me defend in my rotation when he has to attack. Okay, this is also really important in Clash Royale, guys. Don't use. It's really hard to not do that, but sometimes you have to use your second best card to attack to leave your best card for defending. So I could play the bomb tower there, but I save it so I can make this defense here. This is what I meant. The minions, of course, are really better than this. So this is really crappy defense, but it's more secure because I'm playing against a really good guy. I make him waste the freeze. He takes one. The bomb drops once, which I don't understand how. I think the frozen minion was blocking the other ones from reaching the balloon. But anyhow, I played that really well. I lost elixir there with my defense with bomb tower and the goblins, but his tower is dying, as you can see. Slowly I chip it and I defend carefully, really carefully, better than before. I'm used of playing against worse players that just some minions can make me win the game, but against this guy I had to be careful. I just use the other units. I don't need barbs. I would have played arrows there. I ended up playing a worm, which is not very good, and defending with the small golems until he freezes. I don't care if he hits my tower once. As you can see, I was going to hold with the small goblins that can take the balloon until he freezes, and when he freezes, I'm gonna deploy my minions. That's what I did. Perfect defense. I played the hawk there. I could have killed it just with arrows, but I don't need the hawk for defense. As I said before, I have to play the best game I've ever played to win against this guy. And that's what I'm doing. Goblins first, the disposable unit, and then when he freezes, the minions. Perfect play in defense. My tower is really low, but I left it there because I had to secure my defense. I could have left it with full HP, but if he made his counterplay, I could have lost the tower and maybe the game. So sometimes it's better to lose some HP and play the secure play when you know that you can win it with your win condition, instead of just defending with the most efficient unit. Because if you're playing against a thinking person that knows what he has to do and he has the counter for that, you can get insta arrowed and just lose the game, maybe get 3 crowned even. So thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope you liked the video. subscribe to my channel for more Clash Royale content. Share this video with everybody you wants to see, you think wants to see some Clash Royale strategy. And let me know again if you want to see some decking specific. When I finish with this series about tournaments, I'm gonna upload normal videos, normal matchmaking games, where I play against all kinds of opponents, and whichever of those replies I can upload for you guys to see. Thank you for watching, guys, and have a nice day. Ciao, ciao.